Oh, good evening and welcome to Wednesday night meditation. My name is Nancy Woods and I'm the assistant minister. And I welcome all those online as well as those in person. And thank you all for joining me. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to always share the energy that flows forth during meditation when we open ourselves and get out of the way. As a matter of fact, that's kind of what I'm going to look at this evening as we go into this meditation service. And I think it's also a wonderful opportunity to harmonize consciousness-wise. And it's almost like it doesn't matter what the subject is, the energy that you're reaching for. It's all the same. That's where the unity comes in. So it makes even an hour together a wondrous experience to have. And here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we start each service with a process what we call lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unified nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. And as you see, we have lit the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We lit the second candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the beliefs and the practice of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We lit the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We lit the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We lit the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We lit the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We lit the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And we lit the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We lit the ninth candle for all forms of new thought, honoring, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And we lit the 10th candle for those who are as yet unaware of spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold for them here at the center, even online and in our hearts. And the candle, we lit the healing candle, and we offer you an opportunity to place silently or aloud into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender. I trust in God.
trust. Trust in that divine presence that is all that there is. It is with a consciousness of appreciation, of acceptance, and true heartfelt gratitude that I welcome this opportunity to acknowledge and to know and to understand and to express, to share, to give, and to accept that divine presence that brought things into expression, that brought life into manifestation, that is the essence of being, to recognize it and to acknowledge it, and to embrace the idea that we are living examples of its presence. I know that this is a wondrous opportunity to join together in the wonderful harmony of unity, the power that comes from uniting our awareness in knowing this presence. And I know that this evening, this hour that we spend together is one in which each and every consciousness that joins it, whether it's now or later, experiences the wondrous love that comes out of this. I say love as the energy that which moves all of this process into expression. And to know that what unfolds in this hour is a gift. So as we take this opportunity to move out of the way on the physical plane, humanistic plane in expression, that which must dissolve and fall away, and embrace that which always is and always ever should be and is forever given of itself in us, through us, and as us. Embracing this as the truth of our being. And as we go into this hour that we're sharing, and know that everything that unfolds with ease and grace, and that the unity brings us to a high level of vibration with our lives, our awareness, our expression, and all that there is. This and even more, I say thank you. And I love this wondrous law that is saying yes to the words and thoughts that I place in it. As I accept it, I let it be so. And I welcome each and every person to join me in knowing it for themselves individually as we say together, and so it is. Thank you. I have something that I was looking at for the last week or so. I love Goldsmith. He's one of my favorite authors, and I often get into him. But one of the things that I wanted to do first was, I also love Rumi. Rumi has such an artistic way of stepping into spiritual awareness. It's just like, yeah. And so I read this, and I said, it fits where I wanted to go today. So I wanted to share this particular one. We spend it with grace. It says, greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way, no matter where I go. You exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness, and when I speak your name. Far beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you secret messages like the moonlight. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear. You are in my mind. You are in every burning heart. What am I saying? You are I. This is my way to describe you. I don't know, Rumi just kind of seals it. And Goldsmith, they are such different characters, yet unite on, that unit of announcing that there is only God. And the book, I started reading it before, and I'm going back through it again. And it's one of Goldsmith's consciousness is what I am. And I thought that this was kind of a nice way to describe what I've been mulling over for the last few months while we have been quietly at home. The infinite way reveals that God is infinite individual being, and therefore God constitutes our being. Whatever is spiritual, eternal, immortal in us is God being. That which is mortal, human, and finite is not an expression of God, but an illusion, and cannot be raised up to the atmosphere of Christhood. It must die. But that death is not what normally is thought of as death. It is a death of false concept of God and man that has been built up throughout the years, which constitutes what we may call the human experience. As we die daily to the human experience, we are reborn in the spiritual experience. Jesus acknowledged his sonship with the Father, and at the same time denied power to his humanhood when he said, I can of my own self do nothing. Can we hope to do more than Jesus did and claim more for ourselves than he claimed? When he was called good master, Jesus went so far as to deny that. Why calls me good? There is none good but one, that is God. The truth is that God the Father appears individual as God the Son. When I was reading this, it made me think about all the experiences over the years that I have shifted my thinking more and more away from, I used to get sensitive about his, her, and there, and I said, it don't matter. It was a guy writing it, it was fun. So I let that go. And then I was getting sensitive because I wanted to say God was good. It was all good. And then I realized that makes it sound like God is something. When there is no this is God and that's God. I mean, it's the existence, the existence and the non-existence, and whatever it is, this is out of which the God that it is all that there is. And so I'm saying good and bad, and that's on this plane of how we are experiencing being. And God is being. And that's, so when I came to that realization, I said, it's getting so, I needed to just kind of like, okay, this is where I feel today. It's going to might be different next week because it does evolve and it changes, and you begin to see there's no reason to kind of stick to any one way. One way, because what I'm talking about is this infinite essence, presence that is forever changing itself and being. But there can be nothing outside of it. But what I've been really working with recently is the idea of just totally realizing that I am that present. You know, that's wondrous. If you think about it, being the divine present, that's what we are. And it's nothing to earn, nothing to gain. It's just to be. And being it today it helps me kind of allow the world's unfoldment be all right where it is, because the ultimate thing that is real is only this present. So this other stuff must come, and it must, as he says, die away, and more must come and die away. And you think about what they thought about 400, 900 years ago, or maybe even 10,000 years ago. Was there such thing? I mean, all of this comes and goes. And the infinite potential of what can be is something to really look at. What is the potential of what I can be, what I can do, what I can create? And knowing that absolutely everybody has the same thing. And it's like, I should spend my time being what I am, who I am, and experiencing it. And experiencing whether I want to experience it as wealth, as health, as the wholeness of being, or the wisdom, whatever it is. Allowing myself to let it unfold and come forth. What is trying, what can emerge into the being through me right now? And the thing that came up to me is, right now I want to be a whole lot of love, a whole lot of joy, and a sense of a place of peace and harmony. And how much can I radiate from that? So what I wanted us to do tonight is just to allow ourselves to soar spiritually in a meditative type of way. Not so much as to dictate it or try to define it, but to just open our hearts, our minds, our whole being, to allow that spiritual presence to unfold and flow forth. And whatever it brings, just allow myself to bathe in it, to appreciate it. Each one of us. And I was thinking, how much energy can be generated from that type of understanding? And because when he was talking about death, I recently had a couple of people that I know pass, and I just noticed my consciousness as to how it is now, as it was before, than what it was before. I didn't feel loss so much as I felt how must that being be going on to do and be. And I was kind of curious and allowing my mind to just think of the wondrous things that they would venture on and express. And also, think about the gifts that they gave me, that they left behind, that are enriching my own understanding and awareness. So when I read this thing with Goldsmith, death has a whole new meaning for me. Transition into another being, to a greater being. So, but death of the old self, I begin to think of letting go of my doubts of being worthy of anything. And know that as the spiritual presence of life and expression, I am worthy of all things. Truly worthy of all things. And everybody else is too. So, gladly allowing things to pass away. And very willingly to embrace the potentiality of newness that the infinite presence is constantly putting before us. So, that's kind of describing where I am with it and inviting you to look where you are with it. And join me as we go into the silence of allowing ourselves to enjoy the idea of knowing that we are the presence of life, our hands, everything, our face, our whole being is spirit and expression. Because that's the only thing it is. How great we think spirit is. Our hearts, our whole essence of being. So I'm going to invite you to get comfortable, and we're going to go into meditation for about 20 minutes. So I want you to join me as we just relax into the idea that we know and understand and appreciate the truth of our being, that we lovingly accept and step into the awareness that the spiritual presence is all. And that each and every one of us are the infinite saying yes to life, the newness, the greatness, the expansiveness, the wisdom, the love, the joy, the peace. All the greater good that we can reach for, we know. So as we relax, feel the sense of letting go. From the tip of our toes, just feel that sense of letting go. Move up through your feet and your legs and relax into the space. And allow yourself to just feel a part of whatever, whether you're sitting on a chair or whether you're at home, you're sitting on the floor, wherever you're sitting, just allow yourself to just melt into that place right now. So much so that you don't know where it begins and you leave off. And as we allow our stomachs and our backs to relax into the energy, we release the day. We release our shoulders and let them just fall away. And relax, allowing each and every finger to just say yes, and relax into. But another way through which the flow of life comes through this body. And as we know that our neck and our head and all this just, let's let go. We release it and just let it be. And we welcome this idea and this understanding that the energy from the top of our heads as the crown chakra, and we move down through this divine energy of beingness, moves through the sixth chakra, and we come down and allows our thoughts to relax and be still. We're letting it flow. And our hearts of love just opens up. And flows as our third chakra just relaxes into being open and receptive to the divine flow. And our second chakra welcomes this wondrous opportunity to embrace itself. And as we feel our first chakra, you know that we are connected, we are grounded, we are connected to each other and to all that there is. And from this state of complete relaxation, we allow our minds to freely accept the spiritual awareness of who and what we are. And as we move gently into the silence, allow this idea to just, allow it to have its way with us. Just let it be. Any way it comes, any way it flows. For it is truly all that there is. gentle, very gentle. Allow our minds to come back to this place where we are consciously acknowledging this truth, that we are the spirit of life in expression, in manifestation. So as we bring ourselves back to this moment, and allow our minds to consciously acknowledge the truth, this truth, knowing that we are touching that infinite presence. At all times. Knowing that we move to acknowledge it in us, through us, and as us, as we unite with the idea that it is before us, around us. And even knowing that it is every soul, every being, everyone. All is this wondrous, infinite potential of being showing itself. With the incredible ability to be any way, any form, in any expression, uniquely in every individualized presentation of itself. Oh, the wonder and the beauty, the glory, the possibility that is in this awareness, this consciousness of who and what we are. This consciousness that says that the health and the wholeness of life manifests as physical form in every cell, every organ, every aspect of the manifestation, the body's manifestation. And it shows itself with the wisdom and the clarity of creating newness from this moment forward. New ideas, new expressions, new ways of experiencing each thing that we step into. Clearing away let the old ideas die and the new awareness that we are perceiving be that which we perceive in every person that is reaching for a greater expression of life. And we are the ways and means for this to become a living experience, because it must become a living experience for us, through us. And the reality of it says yes. the sense of worthiness becomes so familiar to us that it's not only perceived by us in the other person, but it is received from us in those around us. And as we let go and allow this understanding, this awareness of life, and this true expanded way of being that begins in this divine moment right now, the only moment that there is in existence, and we are let it, just feel the energy of all of our awareness just bursting forth. And we go forth knowing this. So it's with the allness of life that we let these words, these thoughts, and these understanding be what springs from us in this moment, in a unified understanding and acceptance. As we say together, and so it is. Yeah. Love life. Oh. Yeah. Nice, huh? Nice. And we thank all those that have joined us in this moment and then out there in YouTube and the glory of it is just beginning. All right. And I think I'm supposed to make some kind of announcement at this point, right, Mike? No? No. Can I just, huh? You running the announcements. Okay, that's good. I don't have to do any of that. You can just kind of bathe in this nice feeling. And thank each one of you for joining me. You know, it's always the perfect consciousness that comes. I know. All right. And I don't know about y'all, but I think we all feeling like we were supposed to do this. Yes, thank you very much, very much. And we're going forward from this moment, seeing our greater good as it unfolds. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I am going to say goodnight to those out there too, Mike. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So, good night to them. And thank all of y'all.
Thank you.
I'm sure the people out there are saying.